One, two, three. My name is John Martinez. I'm the chef and owner of Tito Pep, a restaurant here in Midtown Tucson. My grandmother's nearest and dearest was my Aunt Marie, who was her first cousin. And my grandmother referred to her as Tito. You know, Aunt Tito's coming to town. But we can never call her that. We can never address her that. We can never even let on that we knew that, like, you know, she was referred to as Tito. And, you know, years and years later, not long after I moved back to Tucson, I went to visit her. And in our time visiting, you know, finally at the end of the day, I was like, you know, why did my grandmother call you Tito? Where did this come from? And she said when she was a little girl, my grandmother, who was her older cousin, would take care of her. And this was, you know, the late 20s, early 30s. So of course, there's no television, no radio or anything like that. And my grandmother would make up these stories to entertain her. And the stories were about these two girls. One was a rich girl, one was a poor girl, but they were the best of friends. And they would get into all these adventures together, and their names were Tito and Pep. And as soon as she told me that, I was like, that's it. Like, that's the name of my place. You know, it's really an homage to these two ladies that were so special to me. My grandmother was the first one I really ever cooked with. My Aunt Marie was a true bon vivant and, you know, knew how to enjoy a good drink. And, you know, we just really wanted a lively restaurant with great food and good drink, and it was just a perfect fit. The heart of everything we do here is the hearth, is our wood-fired grill. We really try to employ it as much as we can. You know, there's been opportunities at the bar where we get things over the grill because that's going to go into a cocktail. You know, salads even. You know, getting an ingredient that's going to go into a chilled vegetable dish that's been able to get over the wood and take on that flavor is really going to add in another element to it. It's a whole nother flavor profile, and so, you know, using the mesquite grill ties into the, you know, colonial Spanish culture that came here. It ties into the Mexican culture that existed here up until the Gadsden Purchase. It ties in to the indigenous Native American traditions that were here prior to both those groups. And it ties into what we still do today. And it as a fuel source for cooking food, I think is really, really important and really a touchstone to everything that has kind of happened in our valley, you know, throughout history. You know, I think the best compliment I ever got was a lady who has lived in Tucson for decades, was originally from Nogales, and she had a shrimp dish that we had, and she goes, you know, this is like nothing I've ever had before, but at the same time very familiar, and that really is what we shoot for, and it was like a golden moment for me.